Doctor, is brown rice good for people with diabetes? It's a question I get asked often, and most of the time when people ask me this question, they were actually meaning to ask me whether brown rice is a better choice than white rice in minimizing blood sugar spikes, especially for people with diabetes. Hi, I'm Dr. Chan. I am a medical doctor from Singapore. In this episode of The Daily Dose, I shall do a short tutorial on the topic of blood sugar spikes, brown rice versus white rice. And after that, I shall also briefly cover a couple of important points related to diabetes, particularly the common mistakes with regards to brown rice that I see many people with diabetes often make, and also how we should see the role of brown rice in our diets, especially for people with diabetes. So let's start. Is brown rice a better choice than white rice in reducing blood sugar spikes for people with diabetes? The answer, generally, yes. But there is a but, provided that it is a direct substitution of the white rice component of the meal with brown rice. What do I mean by that? The range of glycemic index or GI of the different types of brown rice is generally lower than the GI of the different types of white rice. So if you were to directly substitute the higher GI white rice with the lower GI brown rice in any intended meal or recipe, then the potential blood sugar spike would likely be reduced. For example, if you had originally intended to eat this bowl of white rice with some meats and vegetables, then if you replace the white rice component of this meal with the same amount of brown rice cooked in the same way and keeping to the same relative proportion to the meats and vegetables in the meal, then yes, it would likely result in a reduction in the post-meal blood sugar spike to some degree. But if you were to substitute the bowl of white rice with bigger amounts of brown rice, or with the same amount of brown rice but cooked differently, for example, switching the steamed white rice with brown rice porridge, or replacing the white rice with the same amount of brown rice but combine it with a different amount or different combination of vegetables or meats, then there is no way that you can really be certain that the brown rice meal would definitely result in a lower spike in blood glucose, even though you have substituted the higher GI white rice with the lower GI brown rice. I have done a detailed video on this, so I shall not go into detail to explain how glycemic index is only one of the many factors, but not the only factor that would affect a person's glycemic response to any meal. Suggest you go watch this video after this. So the answer is yes. In general, brown rice would be a better choice than white rice in minimizing post-meal blood sugar spikes for people with diabetes, provided that it is a direct substitution of the higher GI white rice with the lower GI brown rice in the way illustrated and explained just now. One of the very common misconception or mistake that people with diabetes often make with regards to brown rice is that many actually wrongly think that any food containing or made from brown rice is always good for people with diabetes, or such brown rice food products would not spike blood sugar much. It is therefore not uncommon to see people with diabetes, including my patients, taking excessive amounts of brown rice, bread, biscuits, noodles, or other food products made from brown rice because of this misconception that brown rice is always good for diabetes without any qualifications or conditions. That is why, whenever I am asked this question, is brown rice good for diabetes, I will always try my best to make the effort and take the time to clarify with them what they actually meant to ask. Because they could be asking whether brown rice as compared to white rice has more fiber or nutrients that are helpful for people with diabetes. I would then rephrase the question to make the question more specific and to answer the question more specifically, like I have done in the first part of this video. But from my experience, when people ask me, is brown rice good for diabetes? Most of the time, almost 90% of the time, they actually do mean to ask whether brown rice is better than white rice in terms of minimizing post-meal blood sugar spike for people with diabetes. Another misconception or mistake that I see people with diabetes make is that many wrongly think that all they need to do with regards to the diets is simply to make changes or food choices to minimize post-meal blood sugar spikes. And for people who have rice as a big part of their diets, then this switch from white rice to brown rice often, and wrongly so, become the main and only focus of their diet change efforts to better control and combat their diabetes. combating diabetes takes a lot more than just making the switch from white rice to brown rice. It is also more than just about minimizing blood sugar spikes after meals. In order to combat diabetes holistically, there are many aspects of one's diet that people with diabetes need to look at and work on. I have a previous video on what makes a good diet for diabetes. Link in the description. The glycemic response of a person to any rice-containing meal does not depend on the choice of rice alone, whether the rice is white or brown. Therefore, whilst brown rice is generally a better choice than white rice for people with diabetes, I would say that the switch from white rice to brown rice is a good to do. Maybe even a very good to do, but not quite the big game changer that many people seem to think it is. In particular, therefore, I want to encourage people who for whatever reasons are unable to make the switch from white rice to brown rice. Don't despair, don't be discouraged, don't stop there. There are still many other choices that you can make with regards to any rice containing meals that will still help to reduce the potential post-meal blood sugar spikes, even though you're still taking white rice and not brown rice, such as adjusting the amount of rice in the meal or adjusting the proportion of the rice relative to the vegetables, meats or plant-based proteins in the meal. Lifestyle and dietary habits modification must be the cornerstone, the key cornerstone in combating diabetes holistically. I've done many videos related to diabetes, diet, glycemic index, grains and rice. I shall put them all in a playlist with the link in the description. Strongly suggest you watch them if you have not already done so. Thank you for watching this episode of The Daily Dose. I am Dr. Chan. Let habits be thy medicine. Let's unlock the power of healthy lifestyle and dietary habits as medicine. One dose, one habit at a time.